It is a great joy and honor to come into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. My name is Emmanuel Mensah, a co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group. At the Eagle Mentality Group, we teach and propagate information about the power of thought, universal laws and principles, and how these laws and our thinking pattern or our thought processes come together to form and shape our realities. All human beings are creating their realities. Whether you know this or not, that is the fact.
From the heart of Africa, a new way of thinking is rising. Like the eagle, we rise above limitations, seeing farther, thinking deeper, and becoming more. We are the Eagle Mentality Group, illuminating and transforming Africa through the power of thought.
So today, I'm here once again, and I take this opportunity to welcome you to our program, The Quest. The Quest is simply the short form of the program, which is the quest for uniform and sustainable development in Africa, using Ghana as an example. And as I have always been doing, Ghana is taken as an example because I'm a Ghanaian born and raised in Ghana before I migrated to the United Kingdom and later on to Canada. So Ghana is more or less a life history. So it's easy for me to use examples. But if there are some other examples from other countries that are relevant to what we are discussing that I know they are true, I will incorporate them in our discussion. And so today, you are welcome. And I just want to say, feel at home, my fellow brothers and sisters, Africans all over the world. It is time for us to rise up, for us to begin to think and to apply our minds at the highest level. And if we do this, we will achieve every success and transform our apparent underdeveloped, confused state of our nations and continent into a modern and a transformational continent and world. And so today, I'm going to speak to you about how to bring uniform and sustainable development across Africa, looking at the transport system. I mentioned it, or I spoke about this in my previous episode. Today, I am going to build upon it. But before we go on, I just want to take this opportunity to remind you and also to appeal to you that please, as you listen to me, click on the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. And also circulate these messages, comment on our work, and like them on all social media platforms, and help us to bring this message of empowerment, mental liberation, and transformation into our communities, our homes, our everything. That is the only way that we can bring ourselves to the level that all other people are, at our level of evolution. If you have already done that, we just want to appreciate you and say thank you, and therefore continue to do the good work. And also, if you have anything you want to say, you want to, put forward a question, a comment, feel free to do that in the comment section. But we are only encouraged and we will only respond to only positive and constructive comments and questions. We are not attacking anyone here. All government leaders, all people that we are using as examples in this, we are not attacking them. But because they've occupied or they are occupying official positions, we cannot do this analysis without, bringing them into this equation. But we are not attacking anyone from the personality level. And so having done that, let us move on to our topic for today. Today we are looking at transportation. In my previous episode, I stated that if I were to be the president, or if I'm the one sitting in the seat of the president of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama, I would do one thing to bring proper organization and running of public transport in the country. And I said I will abolish the local system called trotro, and I will form corporations in all towns and cities that will be funded and they will be responsible for the running of transportation in all towns and cities. Each city, each town will be autonomous from each other. So it's going to be more of a local authority corporations. And as a matter of fact, what I'm saying is not anything that I am creating it, but it is a tried and tested system. And so I spoke about the transport for London. I am someone who have experienced this. I have lived in London for over 6 years, and I have accessed London transport system. So I know it. I have lived in Glasgow. Glasgow City, they have their own bus system. I have lived in Liverpool. It is the same thing. I have lived in Manchester. They have their transit. They call it transit, you see. And so we are looking at tried and tested systems that are working, that have brought improvement in the quality of living of people, that has become attraction to us, that we are all running to go there. You see. And so that is what we are looking at. And so I am going to build upon it. But before we go on, I want to, reference one of the famous sayings of the first president of Ghana, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. According to Kwame Nkrumah, Africa is not poor, but it is the Africans who are poor. But today, I am rephrasing his statement, and I'm saying that Africa is not poor, but it is the Africans that are poor in thinking and problem solving. That is why poverty is reigning in Africa. Believe it or not, I am an African, and we have to call a spade a spade. I am not putting myself higher than anyone, and then it is not that I am bragging, but I am just speaking the truth. Africans are weak in thinking, especially when it comes to problem solving. We are very academic, and therefore you will see that most of us have traveled to the other world, and we fit into the system because the system have already been created. Therefore, we are doing very well. But those at home don't have the ability to create the system in response to the solutions that we are facing. And therefore, we are being beaten by the problems, you see. And so Africa is not poor. But the only poor aspect of it is the quality of thinking of Africans and the ability of Africans in problem solving. We don't know how to solve a problem. We don't know how to solve problems. And so as I spoke about transport for London, and I'm using it as an example, and how we can leverage this system and bring about improvement in the living condition when it comes to transportation, and also to provide better and high quality service to the people and people who travel to our country as foreigners, is what we are looking at. Accra is just a city as London. London, they were facing their own challenges, but they came up and developed the system. Now we have to rise and face these challenges and develop our system. And so if you look at Transport for London, they are responsible. It's actually an organization that is made up of different businesses, organization, and they are under the authority, or it is the Transport for London is actually under the authority of the mayor of London, the current mayor of London, or any mayor that comes, he heads Transport for London company. And so they are responsible for drawing of all the bus routes, the trains or the subways and all other than the trams, everything you see in London relating to transportation is the work of Transport for London. And this company, because it has been well structured and it's running efficiently, they employed a great number of people. And as a matter of fact, most of us that have traveled to this part of the world, one of the key things that we want is to work for the cities, to work for the government. You see, why is it so? Because some people have sat down and looked at their problem and came up with a solution. That is, apply their problem solving skills to come up with a solution. But we are sitting down and we are not doing anything about it. And so once again, I'm going to state it once again. If I were to be walking in the shoes of His Excellency John Mahama, the President of Ghana, this is what I would do. all trotro services will be abolished. Okada and all these things will be abolished. But everyone that owns a car or the vehicle that they use for trotro will be asked to sell it, or the government will buy it back, will find a way to recycle them to produce new cars. And then they will use the proceeds to buy shares in the corporation that we are forming. Therefore, they will still be benefiting. We are not just denying them from what they are getting from. When we do that, we'll be able to form bigger corporations across the country. Look at Kumasi, look at Takoradi, look at Cape Coast, look at all the cities and towns. Every town is managing their own transport system based on this level. Then that we will be able to provide a uniform and a sustainable transportation system that any man or woman that walks into our city will not fumble. Proper directions, all things that are needed for travelers to know, visitors to know. We are calling of tourists. When they come, all these information that they need to know, all the transportation and other things that they need to access will be available for them. You see, there is nowhere in London that you go that you don't see maps and other things, information telling people where to go, where to find things. Go to Liverpool, go to Manchester, go to anywhere. Come to Canada here, go to US. These things didn't just come into existence, it came into existence because someone prayed for them to come. But people took up the challenge and solved the problems. And so the problem solving is what we are talking about here. Any man or woman that is listening to me, especially those of you in the United Kingdom, living in London, if you think what I'm saying is false, perform your own research and you will confirm this with yourself. Most of us are working in these corporations. Why? Because men and women solve their problems. Africa's challenge, whatever we see as a problem, whatever we see as a challenge, is our opportunity. It is a problem because Africans lack problem-solving skills. Africans lack problem-solving ability. And therefore, when these challenges come, we see them as problems, and therefore we allow the problems to overcome us. Everything that you see in the developed world, that you see it as developed, you see at high level, you see at high quality, came about as a result of a particular challenge that they were facing. Whether you like it or not, that is the truth. For without the problem first surfacing, there will never be a solution to it, you see. And so this is the time that we have to wake up. This is the time that the Africans, we have to wake up. And this education is coming to the ordinary people. As it is now, Africans are gullible. They don't understand the system that they are operating or they are under. And therefore, the leaders, knowing this, they use this and flashes promises that they know they will never deliver. Election campaigns. As soon as they win, then they develop another issue. Then they flash it across their faces. Then they take their mind from the promises that they've made. You see, the fact is, Accra's problem is opportunity. And not long ago, in a couple of years, some time ago, Lagos, if I'm now going to Nigeria, Lagos was the capital city of Nigeria. The government by then and the people of Nigeria, those in leadership, they were facing difficulties. And so the only solution that they came up with, that they took money and built a new capital city called Abuja. Now Abuja has been built as a capital city. The very challenges that were happening in Lagos are beginning to develop in Abuja. But the question is, all the challenges that Nigerians were facing in Lagos, none of them have been tackled. They are still in existence. But Lagos is considered as the commercial capital of Nigeria. A commercial capital is the city that needs the necessary infrastructure, that needs the necessary transformation, such that investors and businessmen and women who comes around will feel free and will be ready to invest in the nation. You see, so if you look at what we are doing in Africa, it is not because there are no opportunities. The only thing that is lacking is problem-solving ability. We do not have that quality. And so, once again, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's statement that Africa is not poor, but it is the Africans who are poor, I have rephrased it. And Emmanuel Kojo Mensah, I say, Africa is not poor, but it is the Africans who are poor in thinking and problem-solving skills or ability. If we take out our problem-solving skills and then look at what other people are doing and leverage it, we will get solution to our problems. We will be able to develop a better version of what they are doing. The London transport system or company and the system that they are running, if Ghana, we are able to take it and redraw our own based on their model, we will be able to cover with a newer version that will even be better than that of London. But we are sitting down, that local transportation system. Now they brought this Okada and all these kind of things that they make the place filthy. They make Accra very congested. It's a sign of underdevelopment. It's a sign of people who are not using their problem-solving skills. All these things are opportunities. Those young men and women applying all these things could be employed by these corporations, such that we will run our services, everything efficiently. Any man or woman that comes to Accra will say, yes, this is a city that is well run. Any man or woman that goes to Kumasi, he will say, yes, this is a city that is well run. You see? And so this is the time that we have to take upon our problem-solving skills. Our challenges, our perceived problems are not anything to harm us, but they are the things that have to appear. And when we rise to create solutions to them, we become evolved people. So without a problem, there will never be a solution. And the level of your problem will mark the level of your success. We know this in our ordinary life, but when we go into public life, we put it aside. You see, so now the City of London, with the Transport for London organization, employed over 28,000 people. Look at the employment that if we adopt this system, we're going to create in our various cities and towns. Go across the United Kingdom, every city, every town have their transportation system. And it is not organized by the central government. It is organized by the local authorities. They are corporations that sometimes they privatize them or they come together with the private sector. Then they run the services to the people. This is the time we have to rise up. And as I have always been saying, all these things will be possible unless we put our minds and our thoughts on how to build and run effective and efficient local government system. That is what we need. And therefore the MPs and all the executives, the noises that all they are making, let us put them aside. The bills for the gays and the lesbians, let us put them aside. The bills for all this kind of AI, and let's put them aside. First, let us develop systems and structures that we will use to run our towns and cities and our communities. And as these systems and structures begin to function effectively, all other things will come to support it. The 24-hour economy will actually be possible only when we have the government employing workers who will be working at night to maintain the buses and all the transport system so that they'll be ready in the morning. That is one of the caveat. That is one of the aspects that brought about the 24-hour economy. I know this. I actually went at a point where I applied for a job to work for Transport for London when I was in the UK as a student. And so I know all these things. People work overnight to maintain the buses. All these things are job creation, but they have to be mopped out from the scratch through the government apparatus. And it is the local government that does that. You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And so that is what I have for you. But as you exit, as you close this page, please click on the subscribe button and also share, circulate these messages, comment, like our work, and let us come together to bring uniform and sustainable development in Accra, in Kumasi, in all towns and cities across Africa, such that any man or woman that will visit Africa will feel and be proud of what we have created by the use of our minds. Thank you, and God bless you.
Join, subscribe, follow, like, and share our content on YouTube and Facebook.